Good evening, YouTube. I'm Steven Mackey, and you're watching the Steven Mackey Show. Let's see how long this show is going to last. This weekend, Republicans find themselves in a bind as it comes out that the My Pillow guy presented Trump with a document advocating martial law, potentially. It's not for sure. There's only limited information on the image that was shot that the whole mess was all about. Secondly, we exposed some of the reasoning behind the Democratic push for impeachment. Because this is my first video and I have a bit of editing to do at this late hour, I'm only going to cover two topics and that I found interesting. Hopefully, as I get proficient at this, I can find time for more topics. I hope you enjoy this short video and find it a little bit informative. It's clearly a difficult time for the Republican Party. Republicans have lost the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And now we are finding new evidence that President Trump was being fed plans about the Insurrection Act. The Hill reports that the My Pillow guy, aka Michael Lindell, was seen walking out of a meeting with President Trump on January 15th, and in his hands, a document that mentions the exercising the Insurrection Act. The information glimpsed in the photo is incomplete and could be interpreted in a variety of ways, most of which do not look good for the author of the paper. Obviously, I'm going to avoid speculating on what the document is trying to say because at this point, we just don't know what the entire paper says. Furthermore, Michael Lindell claims not to be the author of the documents, but claims to have been given them by an attorney who he did not identify. Lindell claims his attorney asked that the documents be given to an individual that I assume is President Trump. The Hill worded their reporting weird. The quote from Lindell says him, but the Hill does not expressly say that this refers to Trump. Now, Lindell did just get out of a meeting with Trump, so I'm assuming it is President Trump that he was supposed to deliver this to. It's sad that there is so much fake news that I have to make this distinction. I assume he was meant to present these documents to President Trump, but I can't confirm that at this time. I feel it's important to note that Lindell has claimed Trump won 79 million votes, while the Associated Press has Trump listed at 74.2 million votes. Lindell has also claimed that Antifa was responsible for the riot in the Capitol on the 6th of January, and although there is evidence of a very minor Antifa presence at the Capitol, you cannot reasonably deny that most of the rioting was done by Trump supporters. Clearly, Lindell is not the most responsible source of political information and is not the most based political actor. Some of us are still next topic. Some of us are still wondering why the Democrats would impeach President Trump for a second time. A lot of Republicans bring up the impeachment of Bill Clinton as an example of how impeachment is detrimental to the party that opposes the president. I'm kind of less knowledgeable on whether or not that is true, but I don't think our modern political climate reflects the climate that existed when Clinton was president. As evidence to this claim, I'd point you to the fact that Joe Biden and the Democrats won the House, Senate, and presidency in the same year that Trump was impeached for the first time. I think this impeachment is a little bit more strategic than most people speculate, being the second impeachment. The Democrats have a majority in Congress, and though it is unlikely they will get the 2/3 vote they need in the Senate, they will see which Republicans vote not to impeach Trump. This information is significantly more valuable than it was in the last impeachment for one reason. That reason being the willingness of big tech to censor opposition to the Democratic Party. The censorship of President Trump was a latchkey for the entire left. Suddenly, all charades are over and a metamorphosis of the country can begin. And who can oppose them? They have all the political power they could ever need to push legislation. That's why I think this impeachment is about a little more than what meets the eye. Finding which conservatives to pressure next is certainly an added benefit, and I think it's likely we see a handful of Republicans fold to the pressure, if not a part of the Republican leadership. This creates the perfect list of individuals that Democrats and big tech can consider for censorship. And again, it could very well be the end of current leadership in the GOP. Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky said just as much recently, quote, "They will destroy the Republican Party if leadership is complicit with an impeachment or if leadership votes for an impeachment, they will destroy the party, close quote. Senator Paul also predicted that if the GOP voted to convict Trump, then the party could hemorrhage up to a third of its members, thus destroying it utterly and leaving only the Democratic Party standing unified in voting power. Clearly, impeachment is a sound strategy for the Democrats, even if it is not healthy for the country. And that could be argued either way, in good faith, I believe. The pressure is on, and only time will tell the fate of the Republican Party and the fate of the country. So this was a really short video, but I thought the topics were some of the most interesting today. I hope you guys stay peaceful and stay civil. We have an incredible country to defend, but let's make sure to do it the right way. I hope you enjoy one or two of my thoughts. I'd like to provide more content, so consider subscribing if you want to tag along on this journey with me. Have a spectacular evening, and thanks for watching.